Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. So this is the second part of the time prepositions series. In the first part, I have discussed about what are the basic time prepositions, okay, which is the at, in, and on. Today I am going to cover what are the functional time preposition and what are the use case of this functional time preposition, along with few of the examples. So let's get started. So what are the functional time preposition? The functional time preposition can used when we are trying to relate two or more uh, two or more events together, right? Just like, for example, if you can see the example, Lisa jogs before dinner means Lisa jogs first and eat dinner second, right? So you can see there are two different events. One is a jogs and the second one is a eats, right? So this is the use case of the functional time preposition when there are two or more than two events are used in a sentence. So to join that such kind of sentence, we use a functional time prepositions, right? So far so good. So what are the different functional time prepositions? So you can see there are a couple of number of functional time prepositions like before, from, to, from, until, for, during, by, after, in. So let's get see like what are the use of that preposition and some example. So the first one is a before, which means it can be used when there is a earlier than time, right? For example, before work, Tony eats breakfast, right? So Tony eats breakfast when before work. So this is like the which is the earlier one before work. So that's reason the work is earlier than breakfast, right? So that's reason that it used as a before. Then the second one is a from and to, which means start time and end time. For example, Tony works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? So there are of start time is a 9 and end time is a 5 p.m. Then there is a from, until, which can also be used for the start time and the end time. So there is no big difference between the two and until. We'll talk about it later. So you can see the example. Tony works from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. So this is like the similar just like a two prepositions. Then this is the for, which use where the amount of time, when we consider the amount of time, then use the for preposition. For example, Tony works for 8 hours. So 8 hours is a amount of time, right? So that's reason that for is being used. Then other is a during, where we can use the during when within a time, when there is a time limit, right? Whatever the events which are happening within a time, just like a during the day, right? So day is a kind of a time, so within the time, right? So during the day, Tony eats a small snack and lunch, okay? So the day is a timeline. Then the next one is a why, which can be used when before a point of time, where before a point of time is using in a sentences like by 5 p.m. Tony is quite hungry again, right? Before a point of time, by 5 p.m. Tony is quite hungry again. Then the next one is a after, which means later than, right? So it after can be used when there is a later than kind of events, just like after work Tony goes home and eat dinners. After work means after work Tony goes home and eat dinner. Then the next one is a in, which can be used within an amount of time. Like Tony eats 4 times in a 12 hours. Within amount of time, Tony eats 4 times in a 12 hours. So you can see there is a for, which can also be used amount of time, but there is a in, which can use within an amount of time. Within an amount of time. Please remember, right? So this is like the couple of functional time preposition. Then I there is a few things which we have to remember, like what are the difference between to, until, and when we can use a to, or when we can use the until, and when we can use the till. So all three are a functional time preposition. and there is no major difference each of them. So two you can use when there is a time frequency, just like 3:45 p.m., 6 p.m., 8 a.m., right? So there you can use a two. Just like Tony works from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. From 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., right? Until can also the same, but it can use as a preposition and sometimes it can be used as a adverb. So it is very flexible, right? Uh, so I there is a no there is a no right or wrong prepositions when we use the to or until. Both serve the same purpose, right? Then the next one is a till, which is the short form of kind of until. So you can also use till in a very formal way. So there are couple of example, and you can get the fair idea. Like Tony stay Tony stay from 3:30 to 5 p.m., right? J- Jane stay from 3:30 until 5:30. So you can see the both are the same. The purpose of the to and until preposition are the same. Jane stay until the end, right? Jane stay until the end and Jane stay till the end. So both are the exactly the same events. Okay. Jane stay until every person in the room had left. Jane stay till every person in the room had left, right? So these are similar examples. So guys, this is all for this video. If you have not watched my first part of this time preposition series, kindly go through. You can find out the description link in the description box. In the next video, we'll discuss about some of the interesting exercises which are related to the time preposition. Thank you so much for being with me.